Founded over 1,000 years ago, Hanoi is one of the world's ancient capitals. It's an amalgamation of French, Vietnamese, Chinese, and Russian influence. Located in the banks of the Red River, it is the second populous city in the country at just above 5 million. The moment you step outside, you're immediately engulfed by a whirlwind of vibrant sights, lively sounds, and a mix of distinct yet familiar scents, all intensified by the thick heat and humidity hanging in the air. At the heart of the city lies the Old Quarter, the ideal place to stay for first-time visitors. Here, you'll find endless options for accommodations, restaurants, cafes, tours, bars, clubs, bustling local markets, and an array of must-see attractions. As you navigate the bustling sidewalks, you'll encounter many fascinating things and people, each adding to the city's vibrant character. The city pulses with energy from dusk until late into the night, offering an endless array of activities, sights, and flavors to experience. Whether you're traveling solo or with family, there's something for everyone. Its frenetic heartbeat can be almost overwhelming at times, yet within the whirlwind of rapid movement and countless events unfolding all at once, there's an undeniable sense of warmth and welcome. An experience captured in a bottle is just one of many hidden gems waiting to be uncovered in this vibrant chaos. Cities like this brim with creativity and craftsmanship, woven into every corridor and street. It's the kind of place that fuels my inspiration, whether through photography, filmmaking, or design. For artists seeking a fresh perspective or a change of scenery, this city is a must-visit. Every street corner, alleyway, and pathway offers a glimpse into local life and its intricate rhythm. The hustle and bustle of a capital, ever restless for growth. In one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies, everything and everyone seems to be in constant motion. For visitors unaccustomed to traveling or unfamiliar with developing countries, the sheer intensity of sights and sounds may feel overwhelming. A true culture shock. Yet, for those who are experienced, there's a sense of familiarity, a chaotic yet welcoming embrace. Hanoi is a safe destination for families, solo travelers, and female travelers alike. While serious crime is rare, opportunistic theft does occur. Avoid leaving valuables in your car or motorbike seat cargo, as unattended belongings can be easy targets. The most common issues travelers might face are scams, so staying vigilant is key. Count your change, keep your belongings secure and within reach, opt for Grab instead of taxis, be wary of overly persistent hagglers, and stay aware of your surroundings, especially when enjoying the nightlife. If you're a foreigner on a motorbike, you might be targeted and pulled over by the police. In most cases, you'll be expected to pay a fine, typically around 1,300,000 Vietnamese dong per incident. However, during my time in Hanoi, I did not personally experience this. Violent crimes are quite rare, and even rarer against foreigners. But that's not to say they never happen. That said, the chances of encountering such incidents are extremely low. Hanoi, and Vietnam as a whole, is a very safe destination. Most of the people I met were warm, friendly, and welcoming, adding to the country's inviting atmosphere. Aside from crime, traffic is one of the biggest things to be cautious about, as enforcement of traffic laws seems almost non-existent. The flow is, to put it lightly, chaotic, yet there is a method to the madness. Traffic in Vietnam moves like water. It rarely stops, but instead flows around obstacles, including pedestrians and vehicles. If you're crossing the street, do so with confidence and predictability. Sudden movements or hesitation can be more dangerous than stepping forward steadily. The same principle applies when riding a motorbike. Maintain a steady pace, be aware of your surroundings, and let the flow of traffic move naturally around you. Aside from walking, one of the most common and convenient ways to get around the city is Grab, Southeast Asia's equivalent of Uber. It's the safest, most reliable, and fairly priced option for transportation. Taxis, on the other hand, are notorious for scamming passengers, especially those arriving at the airport. If you do choose to take a taxi, the most reputable and trustworthy option is Zan SM Taxi. You can easily recognize them by their distinct teal color. To book a ride, you can call the national hotline at 1-900-2088. Use the Taxi Zan SM app, or simply hail one on the street. You can also get around the city by rickshaw or tricycle for a more traditional and immersive experience. For longer distances, a sleeper bus or renting a motorbike are the best options. Motorbike rentals typically range from $10 to $20 per day, depending on the bike type, rental duration, and itinerary. One rental service I highly recommend is Styles Motorbike. Their service is excellent, the staff is friendly, and they offer a wide selection of well-maintained bikes at fair prices. Plus, they have multiple locations across Vietnam, including in Hanoi. I would definitely rent from them again. For sleeper buses, you can easily book tickets online through bookaway.com. Being a large city, Hanoi offers plenty of lodging options to suit every budget. Hostels and homestays start at around $5 for a dorm bed and $20 for a private room. You can also find Airbnbs starting at $20 a night for an entire place, as well as a range of hotels. During my stay, I booked a couple of Airbnbs in the Old Quarter. The first was hosted by Tao, and the second by Vo. Both places were fantastic, well-maintained, clean, and spacious. They were located on the upper levels of mid-rise buildings, offering a nice, quiet retreat while still being in the heart of the action. Tao's place is just a 5-minute walk from the lake, situated in a pleasant neighborhood with moderate traffic, not overly congested. It's generally quiet during the day, especially compared to other parts of the city, though it can get noisy during rush hour and late into the night. The terrace offers a lovely view, but it can get quite hot during the day with little shade. However, it's a great spot to unwind with friends as the sun sets and the temperatures begin to cool down. The room was on the 3rd floor with access to the roof, and it was spacious, featuring 2 beds, a balcony, and a powerful AC unit. A real blessing after a day of exploring. They also offered laundry service for a minimal fee, which is always handy. The host was incredibly friendly, helpful, and quick to respond whenever I needed anything. Vo's place was excellent, even better than the first Airbnb I stayed at. Unfortunately, I don't have footage of the accommodation, as it was on a memory card that got lost during my journey. The place was just a 3-minute walk from the lake, with more foot traffic in the area. The room was on the 10th floor, featuring a small balcony with a great city view. There's also a washer and dryer on the 6th floor available for free use, though you'll need to bring your own soap. Vo was very responsive and helpful, and I definitely recommend staying here. I ended up staying for 6 nights in Hanoi, and my total lodging cost was around $300, or about $50 per night. This is slightly above average, but still very reasonable for the quality you get. Typically, the cost for a nice place in the area ranges from $30 to $40 per night. If it's your first time in Hanoi, I highly recommend staying in the Old Quarter. It's the perfect spot for accommodation. Hanoi offers a culinary adventure like no other, with dishes ranging from noodle soups to sticky rice to crunchy baguettes. It's a city that will awaken your senses and leave your taste buds craving more. One dish that Vietnam is famously known for is pho, with each region adding its own twist. Hanoi's specialty is pho ba, which is beef noodle soup. It's made with rice noodles, boiling beef stock, sliced beef, and is topped with onions, scallions, and cilantro. I had this dish a few times, and each time it was delicious, savory, and satisfying. The aroma alone evokes a sense of nostalgia, like home-cooked comfort food. I don't have a particular restaurant that serves this dish to recommend, because every spot I tried left me content. Typically, I'd wander around, get hungry, and then find a place to eat as I went along. However, I highly recommend dining at Vua Cha Ka, located in the iconic Shark Jaw building within Dong Kin Nia Thuc Plaza. This 5-story structure has long been a beloved spot for locals to enjoy shopping, dining, and gathering for fireworks displays. In early 2025, authorities made the controversial decision to demolish the building as part of a redevelopment and modernization project around Hoan Kiem Lake. Constructed between 1991 and 1993, the Shark Jaw building has since become a significant landmark, cherished by residents and visitors alike. If the building remains standing during your visit, I suggest taking the opportunity to experience it before it's gone, both for its cultural significance and the excellent dining experience. The restaurant offers a great selection of food, ranging from traditional Vietnamese to international cuisine. That said, since it's a more prominent spot, the prices are higher than smaller local shops. Another dish you should definitely try in Hanoi is banh mi. This fusion of French and Vietnamese flavors creates a savory, succulent bite with a tangy, crispy crunch. Before coming to Vietnam, I wasn't really a fan of banh mi. Back in California, I always thought it was just an overpriced sandwich. While I love trying new food, I already had my go-to sandwich, and banh mi wasn't on that list. But after trying it here, I gained a new appreciation for it. Since you're in Vietnam, it's definitely worth adding to your must-try list. It's also a great option if you're in a rush and need something quick. One memorable banh mi shop I visited was Banh Mi by Kun. It's a small shop, but it completely changed my perspective on this sandwich and made my taste buds rethink my usual cravings. Egg coffee and egg beer are another must-try while in Hanoi. And Café Giang is the place to go for this unique experience. This cafe is world-renowned as the birthplace of egg coffee, and they offer a variety of egg-based drinks. You can try the traditional egg coffee, served hot or cold, as well as egg beer, egg whiskey, and other variations. I stumbled upon this place by accident while wandering around the neighborhood near my accommodation, and it quickly became a daily stop for me. I'd usually grab a nice, cold, frothy egg coffee in the morning, and sometimes return later in the evening for a couple of egg beers before heading back to my Airbnb. Despite the unusual names, the drinks are surprisingly delicious and sweet, so don't let the names throw you off. It's definitely an experience worth having. When it comes to street food and food safety, it's wise to be more cautious if you have a sensitive stomach. I recommend starting with simpler dishes like banh mi, fried rice, or fried noodles. Anything without broth. This way, you can gradually acclimate yourself to the local food. If you're curious about street food but unsure of its safety, observe how it's being prepared and handled by the vendor. If there's a line of people waiting to eat, chances are it's safe to try. Ultimately, it's all about balancing risk and reward and deciding how adventurous you are with your appetite. If you're planning a trip to Hanoi, timing can make a big difference in your experience. From December to March, expect cool, misty, and cloudy weather. By late December, temperatures can drop to 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius, which might surprise travelers expecting Southeast Asia to always be warm. From April to June, the weather warms up, with clear, sunny skies and moderate humidity that's still manageable. June to August is when the heat and humidity peak, making it extremely hot, with the rainy season in full swing. September to November is the best time to visit. Cooler temperatures, tolerable humidity, and mostly clear skies, though some overcast days can occur. This period of the year is ideal for exploring the city on foot or by motorbike. I arrived in late May and stayed until early June, and the heat and humidity were relentless. The moment you step outside, you're instantly drenched in sweat, and it doesn't let up until you're back inside with the AC blasting and ready for another shower. Regardless of the season, one thing that remains constant is Hanoi's air pollution. It's one of the most polluted cities in the world, with thick smog that can drastically reduce visibility. High levels of particulates from vehicle emissions, construction, and human activity contribute to this issue. In some cases, flights have been delayed or diverted due to poor air quality. If you're sensitive to air pollution, bringing a mask or checking air quality updates before heading out is a good idea. Quoc Pagoda, Hanoi's oldest Buddhist temple, is a historic site that attracts many visitors daily. Built in the 6th century, it is over 1,500 years old, making it one of Vietnam's most ancient religious structures. While many of Hanoi's temples date back to the 17th century, Chan Quoc stands out for its deep historical significance. The pagoda itself serves as the centerpiece of the temple complex, housing the ashes of important monks. It is situated on a small island near the southeastern shore of West Lake, offering a scenic and peaceful atmosphere. Vietnam is home to countless temples, and it's easy to feel templed out, but this one is worth a visit. If you're motorbiking around the city, it's a great quick stop to add to your itinerary. The harmonious architecture, combined with the lake's reflection, makes for a picturesque setting, especially during sunset. The entrance is free and is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. No shorts, mini skirts, or tank tops. However, foreigners wearing shorts may find the enforcement more lenient. The best time to visit is early in the morning with cooler temperatures and fewer crowds. Hoan Kiem Lake, also known as Sword Lake, is a small, fresh body of water located in the historic center of Hanoi. It serves as the focal point of local life, where people gather to exercise, socialize, and enjoy the scenery. The lake is relatively shallow, with a depth of about 6.6 feet or 2 meters, and covers approximately 30 acres. On the southern end, a small island is home to Turtle Tower, a historic structure linked to the legend of Emperor Lei Loi. According to legend, after defeating the Ming Dynasty, Emperor Lei Loi was boating on Hoan Kiem when a golden turtle emerged from the water and asked for his magic sword, Heaven's Will. This legendary sword had been given to Lei Loi by the Dragon King to aid in Vietnam's struggle against the Chinese invaders. Recognizing that the turtle had come to reclaim the sword, the emperor returned it, believing it was meant to be restored to its rightful owner. After the golden turtle disappeared beneath the water with the sword, Lei Loi named the lake Hoan Kiem, the Lake of the Returned Sword, in commemoration of his victory and divine assistance. On the north end of Hoan Kiem Lake lies Jade Islet, home to the Temple of the Jade Mountain. Built in the 18th century, the temple honors Tran Hung Dao, the legendary 13th century military leader known for defeating the Mongol invasions of Vietnam thrice. Connecting the islet to the mainland is the Huck Bridge, a striking vermilion red wooden bridge built in 1865. Its name translates to Perch of the Morning Sunlight, symbolizing a place where light is gathered and condensed. At midday, the area is relatively quiet, but as the sun sets and the temperature cools, the lake comes alive with locals and tourists. On weekends, the surrounding roads close to traffic, transforming into a pedestrian-only walking street, perfect for people watching, street performances, and leisurely strolls. That is, if the heat and humidity aren't overwhelming. Nearby stands the Vietnam Post and Telecommunications Building, a retro-style post office that has long been a symbol of Hanoi's cityscape. This area isn't just for tourists. It's a beloved gathering place for locals, where friends and families come to unwind. As the evening unfolds, you might stumble upon a street performance, a sports match, or even a local basketball tournament. Just one of many spontaneous events that bring the lake to life. Train Street is one of Hanoi's most iconic and unique attractions. A narrow train bypass where shops, cafes, and homes tightly line both sides of the tracks. Built by the French in 1902, this still active railway line runs through the heart of the city, with trains passing just inches away from buildings and pedestrians. The train takes about 4 to 5 minutes to pass through and only comes twice a day, so plan accordingly if you want to catch it. Due to its immense popularity and safety concerns, authorities have officially closed access to parts of Train Street. However, this hasn't stopped curious visitors from trying to experience the thrill of watching a train rumble through the narrow passageway, a sight that has become a symbol of Hanoi's urban charm and resilience. Beyond just train spotting, Train Street is also a great place to sit back, relax, and enjoy a coffee or a cold beer while soaking in the lively atmosphere. However, it can get very crowded, making it feel more like a tourist trap at peak hours. For the best experience, visit early in the morning or later in the evening to avoid the crowds and enjoy a more authentic, laid-back vibe. To enter the alleyway, you'll need to go through one of the storefronts on either side, as the main railroad crossing is closed to pedestrians. Once inside, you can take photos on the tracks, but don't sit on them, unless you want to get yelled at. This is an active rail line, so it should go without saying, but people still do it anyway. Stay alert and be mindful of your surroundings. While I was here, I unexpectedly ran into someone I had met back in 2018 at the World DJ Festival in South Korea. She was visiting Hanoi for a festival that I had originally planned to attend. However, since I didn't have a motorbike at the time, getting to the venue proved difficult due to limited public transportation. Although I missed the festival, it was a pleasant surprise to cross paths with her here. Beer Street is a vibrant hotspot for nightlife, perfect for those seeking sleepless nights and a mix of local and international flavors. This lively street draws both locals and tourists with its electrifying atmosphere, offering everything from delicious street food and refreshing drinks to live music, bustling bars, and energetic clubs, making it a must-visit destination. Food is always within reach, with countless options readily available at every turn. Beer Street truly comes alive after sunset when traffic is blocked off, transforming it into a pedestrian-friendly zone. Navigating the area can feel disorienting at first, but as visitors continue exploring, they'll eventually find familiar landmarks, restaurants, bars, and vendors, guiding them back into the heart of the action. The club that drew me in was 1900. They were playing electronic dance music on the harder side, which instantly caught my attention. It took some wandering before I finally stumbled upon it, but the moment I heard that hard-hitting, thumping beat from outside, I knew I had to check it out. I used to DJ, hit up raves, and go to music festivals pretty often, and still do from time to time. While I enjoy a wide range of genres, hard dance is where my heart truly lies. So, finding this place was a pleasant surprise, especially since I missed the music festival earlier. It was around this time that I stumbled upon Vin House, or Vina House. It's a genre of electronic dance music that originated in Vietnam in the late 90s, typically sitting between 132 to 150 beats per minute. One of the most underrated aspects of traveling is discovering local music that you wouldn't easily come across online, unless you're specifically looking for it. If you're an avid traveler and you're not actively or even casually exploring the local music scene, you're missing out on an amazing opportunity to expand your horizons. Vietnam is generally affordable for travel, but it's easy to overspend, and nightlife can quickly drain your wallet. For context, a can of Budweiser at this club cost around 500,000 Vietnamese dong, or about $20 US. While it's imported, it's still quite steep, even for Vietnam. Expect similar prices at other clubs and bars. As a developing country, Vietnam has a mix of both budget-friendly and more expensive options. While you'll find plenty of affordable goods and services, there are also high-priced items and experiences. Just around the corner is Dong Kin Nia Thuk Plaza, where the streets come alive with vibrant energy. Here you'll find live music, street performers, shows, food vendors, and a mix of people from all walks of life, creating a dynamic atmosphere. Many visitors stick to exploring the historic district, but there's so much more to discover throughout the city and beyond the Old Quarter. You can visit the Temple of Literature and dive into its rich history. Take a leisurely stroll through the Vietnam National Convention Center. Marvel at the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum before heading to the Museum of the iconic leader. Catch a performance at the Hanoi Opera House. Admire the gardens and architecture outside Chung Royal City. Or ride a motorbike across Long Bien Bridge, Hanoi's oldest bridge. Regardless of your travel style, the capital city offers an abundance of sights, activities, and cuisine to satisfy your curiosity and wanderlust.